Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's really my big pleasure to welcome all of you today here in Milan for the premiere of a very, very important new model for Lexus, the all-new LBX. For us at Lexus, actually, LBX is a game changer, especially here in Europe. These cars goes actually beyond segments, allowing us really to appeal to a wider audience than ever before, including people who have probably never considered Lexus previously and will discover that our brand has now become extremely relevant for them. You may have the opportunity to meet such people in a city like Milan, the capital of fashion and design, where compact, urban, chic cars are in their most natural environment. LBX has actually been created with the European market very much in mind. And that's why we are actually very, very proud that the world premiere of this exciting new model is taking place here in our region. LBX means actually much more than just a new car. It's a breakthrough model that brings a no-compromise Lexus premium experience in a condensed package. Maybe you are wondering how the idea and the inspiration to create LBX came to life. But to take you a little bit behind the scenes, I'm really delighted that we are joined today by Simon Humphries, Operating Officer and Chief Branding Officer for Toyota and Lexus brands, as well as by Takashi Watanabe, the President of Lexus International. Simon's vision and determination, as well as the regular consultation with our company chairman, Akio Toyoda, and the President, Koji Sato, on how to bring Lexus luxury to the compact segment was absolutely instrumental in getting the car from the idea, from the initial concept, into production. And then Takashi Watanabe and his team had actually the exciting task of developing and engineering the LBX in line with their vision. But for now, with no further delay, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming on stage Chief Branding Officer and Head of Design for both Toyota and the Lexus brand, Mr. Simon Humphries. Warm welcome, Simon. Thank you for joining us.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It really is a great pleasure to be here today with you. Now, to understand the significance of the LBX, I'd like to take you on a journey back to the origins of the Lexus brand, what we stand for, and where I see us going in the future. Now, right from the start, Lexus was born with the desire to push the boundaries of automotive luxury. When the first Lexus, the LS, debuted back in 1989, it shook the automotive world with a fresh way of thinking. It really was truly pioneering, not only as a product that challenged the status quo, but also as a total ownership experience. Now, in 1998, Lexus pushed the boundaries again, creating an entirely new category, the luxury crossover. Now, it is easy to forget that this segment didn't exist before the Lexus RX, and the Lexus RX went on to show us that electrification could also exist in the premium segment. Again, something we take for granted today. And as Akio Toyoda took the reins as president of Toyota, it was clear that the synergy of performance and luxury would become the next big challenge. The legendary LFA inspired the Lexus driving signature, which became the development philosophy for all Lexus models. Koji Sato's LC built on this, proving that performance and beauty could live hand in hand. And I think the result speaks for itself. Earlier this year with the RZ, we showed that BEVs could usher in a new era of dynamic refinement and precision. And in April, we did something else unexpected. We pushed the boundaries of chauffeur-driven vehicles with the LM, a flagship that creates a new experience based on the luxury of space. Now, as we look to the future and the so-called mobility era, LEXUS will lead in defining new experiences built around carbon-neutral technology, information management, and an understanding that the customer is increasingly looking for new solutions to enhance their own chosen lifestyles. Now, hopefully, I'll have the chance to share a couple of these examples with you at the Japan Mobility Show in October, both of them based on a completely new BEV architecture. So what ties all these products together? Well, LEXUS is founded on a uniquely Japanese way of thinking, where heritage is a philosophy, it's a mindset, and it compels us to strive for continual reinvention in anticipation of changing customer lifestyles around the world. We honestly believe that sophistication is not defined by tradition. Success is not achieved by looking backwards. And most relevant today, luxury itself is not constrained by size or formality. So where does the LBX fit into all of this? Well, it all started with Akio's sneakers. He questioned, why couldn't we create a car that broke down the luxury hierarchy in the same way you see in the fashion world? If the LM is a tailored business suit, the LFA a highly quality racing suit, where is Lexus's answer to the casual attire for the run to the shops at the weekend? He pointed out that the more opportunities you have to dress up, the more liberating it can feel to dress down without sacrificing quality and attention to detail. The idea of essential luxury may sound like a contradiction in terms, but this feeling of simple fulfillment is what luxury stands for in one of its purest forms. Not everyone has to get it, that's okay. But those who do will fully understand. So with the LBX, we set out to push out the boundaries once again, delivering uncompromised Lexus values in our smallest ever, most casual vehicle. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the all-new Lexus LBX. Well, what do you think? Okay? Well, I'm glad I got that. Well, you know, the vehicle you see today is the result of two key approaches. Firstly, to create a small car with a big stance. Now, ultimately, it's all about securing the right proportions that convey the car's dynamic character. And it's absolutely crucial when it comes to breakthrough design. Big tires, broad shoulders, the ratio between the body and the cabin, they're all calculated to give this car an air of confidence and strength well above its dimensions. And it doesn't end with the exterior. In the interior, the layout, the simplicity, it's all to enhance the driving experience and provide customers with a canvas to tailor to their own taste, a mirror to their own true sense of style. Now, explaining it today makes it all kind of sound easy, but it really wasn't. And I don't mind telling you that we failed miserably on the first run. When we made the first full-size model of the LBX, we gathered around to look at it, and it dawned upon us that we'd fallen into the trap of making a small car with small car proportions. We realized that we were trying to operate within conventional self-imposed constraints. So we said, let's forget about the existing platform limitations, and we imagined a new version, the design that we really want to create from the start. And we invited Sato-san, then the president of LEXUS, to have a look at the revised sketches, and thankfully, he gave us his full support to make fundamental engineering changes to push the boundaries. Now, the second way of thinking was to try and transcend the typical grading approach, creating the opportunity for customers to make a personal decision, even down to the color of the stitching. Now, traditional luxury is typically a hierarchical downward choice from top of the range to entry. But at LEXUS, by contrast, we view the brand as a side-by-side with customers, and irrespective of the size or type of vehicle you choose, you'll still get the full LEXUS philosophy and experience. As a brand, we often say experience amazing, perhaps we should say experience you're amazing. Now I'm going to hand over to Watanabe-san to explain how his team turned this concept into reality, and he did a great job. I test drove the prototype recently, and it's just what we set out to achieve, a fun, straight-talking Lexus that has attitude. It truly is a Lexus to make every day extraordinary. Thank you very much indeed, and please welcome Takashi Watanabe. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. In March this year, it was my honor to take over as president of LEXUS. Like my predecessor, Koji Sato, I am passionate about car making. At heart, I will always be an engineer. Simon explained how LBX condenses an amazing experience into a compact package. This involved long debates between design and engineering. Let me explain how we achieved this design for LBX and how we delivered the driving experience in Expresses. We started with a B-segment GAB platform to make LBX a true Lexus and deliver the Lexus driving signature. We made many refinements. The Lexus driving signature aims for a natural driving feel that is engaging and refined. This begins with strong foundations. The wide, large diameter tires and wide track give the car its strong stance. We increased body rigidity, reinforced the steering column, added underfloor braces, and much more. We also did a lot of work on the front suspension geometry and tuned the powertrain for linear response. This all ensures a direct driving feel as well as stability at high speed and during cornering. To ensure we were being sensitive to even small details, we involved a professional racing driver in development. He tested LBX over and over again at our Shimoyama development facility. We wanted to create a car that even a racing driver could enjoy on the weekend. Bit by bit, we refined the engineering. In the interior, we started with the driving position. We moved the seating position as low as we could go. We also looked in detail at the steering wheel position and the pedal angle so that everything felt natural. I remember discussing this with Akio Toyoda as master driver of LEXUS. He drove the car at key points during development. The result is a car you can drive with confidence. On winding road, LBX feels more like a nimble hatchback than a crossover. We aimed for a fun driving experience that makes you want to drive it forever. It is like the way you feel about your favorite pair of shoes. And because it is a LEXUS, we of course spent a lot of time on comfort, quietness, and refinement. This focus on the LEXUS driving signature applies to all LEXUS models, from hybrids like the LBX to fully electric models like the RZ. LEXUS is on track to becoming a fully electric brand. It will be a smooth, natural transition. We have shown you a glimpse of our future BEV architecture. This will revolutionize not only the product, but the production process. I look forward to sharing more in the autumn. In parallel to electrification, we will continue to innovate when it comes to the luxury experience as a whole. The new GX, for example, will push the limits of how far you can take luxury. For us, the answer is anywhere. Every LEXUS has its own personality, and every LEXUS is intended to make luxury personal. The LBX is a perfect example. I am often asked what I see as most important for the future of LEXUS. It is simple. Whatever the product, whatever the drivetrain, it must make customers smile. Thank you.
Make a space for my body. Dig a hole, push the sides apart. This is what I'm controlling. It's a mold, the inside that I carve. This will be my monument. This will be a beacon when I'm gone, gone, gone. When I'm gone, gone, gone. When I'm gone, so that when the moment comes, I can say I did it all with love, 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 all with love,
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, first of all, Simon and Watanabe-san, for these really, I think, insightful presentations. We hope that we have now set the scene for you to understand a little bit the importance and the significance of LBX for us here in the region, in Europe, but also for our customers. You will now have the opportunity in the next 10 minutes to have different workshops where you can experience much more the vehicle. First of all, you will be actually divided in 4 groups, and you will be, first of all, joining the group with Simon, which will welcome you in the design studio and experience and show you a little bit more about the exterior and interior design of the LBX. Dimitris Tripospitis, head of LEXUS Europe, will give you more details about the European launch strategy for LBX in our showroom, just behind me. We are also happy actually today to welcome Kunihiko Endo, the chief engineer of LBX, at our event, and together with Bart Eland, head of product planning and marketing at LEXUS Europe, he will provide details and the features on all the, let's say, technical elements of the vehicle. That will happen in our theater, also behind me. And finally, you will have ample opportunities to inspect LBX in the touch and feel area, where we actually also brought another vehicle. We brought an LC convertible, showing that actually those 2 very different models are both delivering the LEXUS promise and experience in very different segments. Of course, do not hesitate during the entire afternoon to approach any LEXUS representative if you have any question. Thank you so far for your attention. And now we are just going to move the car a little bit up front, and I will invite you on stage to have a first experience, a first touch and feel opportunity with the car. Enjoy the afternoon.